Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means the world. With that said, this week's product is the fundamentals of cord cutting, the what, the when, the why, the how, and all of that good stuff. If you would like to purchase that, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, and just to let you know also, the first 20 of you that purchase that will get it for half price. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you or us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's see what the cards have in store for us. What are we removing, releasing or letting go of from our life path this week? What are we removing, releasing or letting go of from our life path this week? And this week we get the 10 of Wands, right? So the 10 of Wands usually sees you bringing something to people that they aren't quite ready for, and it also sees movement. The fact that you're letting go of the 10 of Wands kind of means, it feels for me like we're putting our feet in the ground and saying, and I am telling you. You know, it's like kind of like I'm staying here, I'm not going anywhere. It really feels for me, Aquarius, like an Aquarius digging in, you know, digging their heels in. Never. You know, we are a very stubborn sign. I can admit that. It is one of the traits that I pride myself on. But the 10 of Wands in what you're letting go of, it really feels for me like you are standing your ground on something. It feels like you're saying, you know what, I'm not going from here. I'm not leaving from here. I'm staying here. Whether that is a job, whether it's a situation, whether it's a relationship. It really feels for me like a lot of us are this week digging our heels in to say, I'm not going, I'm not budging from here. For a lot of you, it will be about your viewpoint. It will be about your understanding of something. It's kind of like, I'm not budging from my understanding or even my opinion. The only thing that I will say to that is just obviously dig around inside yourself a little bit to find out if that is the case, and more importantly why that is the case. So what are we working on now? What's at the heart of the matter? The Page of Wands. So this is interesting, because the Page of Wands is about creative endeavours. It's about things that we want to work on. It can be books, it can be art, it can be music, it can even be a blog or, you know, something that you're writing, something that you're creating. And the fact that you're working on this now, it feels like some kind of project, especially with that 10 of Wands there. Aquarius, what have you got knocking around that needs to be finished? What have you got, you know, that's kind of there and it's done, but it's not quite done? And, you know, what is it that you're holding back on or holding off on? And the reason I say that, because the Page of Wands, the way that I'm feeling this, it's almost like the Page of Wands is saying to me, I want to be finished. I want to be done. I want to be out there. It's like the project itself is screaming at me to tell you, dear Aquarians, my fellow sun sign brothers and sisters, you have something that is unfinished that really needs to be finished now. You can't dig your heels in and wait any longer, because the project itself is asking for expression. It's asking to be made real. And one of the things as well, I have to tell you this, because this has happened to me before now, when the universe gives you an idea, a book, a blog, a coaching program, and, you know, an idea or a course or whatever, when something like that comes through divine inspiration, if you sit on it and do nothing, they will give it to somebody else, because that person will follow through on their actions. So whatever project you have that is unfinished, you've got to finish it this week. Whatever idea you've had that you're kind of percolating, but you know you're really procrastinating a little bit on, this is not the week for that. You need to get started. And then for those of you that, you know, have got the idea fully formed, you need to get started. For those of you that have already put half of it into motion, you need to get it finished. Whatever it is, it's asking you to act. You've got 2 Wands cards here. That's fire, Aquarius. It's about actions. You know, the universe is saying to you, can you get going on this? Because I'd like to sign off on it. And who knows, you know, when the universe signs off on something, you never know what it's going to become. So what's the energy that you are welcoming into your life path this week? And this week we get the Judgment card. ruled by Sagittarius, and also has links to Pluto. It's got those kind of two dual energies to it. Now, what I find interesting about this is when you're welcoming in the Judgment card, you're welcoming in a blast from the past. For some of you, this is going to come in written form, like an actual letter, you know, like a physical letter. For others of you, it will be over the airwaves. But my advice to you, my dear Aquarians, this week you really should expect a blast from the past, because it feels like a big one is coming. And I don't feel like this is necessarily a bad one. I just feel like it will be a surprise. It will be something like kind of, oh, okay, didn't expect to see you here. So let me know how it shapes up for you, and I shall do the same in the comments. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have an amazing week, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.